Picture your extended family. Who can you imagine who works harder than any other aunt, uncle, cousin, brother, or sister to keep your family connected? That person is your kinkeeper. Sociologist Carolyn Rosenthal defines kinkeepers as someone who cultivates a sense of family solidarity or connectedness. In many ways, they are the glue which holds your family together. In a study conducted in 1996 and again in 2017, 90% of kinkeepers were women. One Redditor says, "It's basically the unspoken social contract that the woman has to make sure familiar ties are being kept together, engaging in the emotional and physical labor of keeping everything flowing, largely behind the scenes." To further explain kinkeepers, here is sociology student Molly Westcott sharing in a viral TikTok video.
Theater and they want to put on a play. They're going to hire not only actors and actresses, but they're going to hire costume designers, people to move the furniture in between scenes, people to move the curtains, people to sell the tickets, to advertise for the show, to show the lights and do the spotlights correctly, people to have the microphones, ushers to have everyone sit in the right spots. There's a lot of effort and time and energy that goes into a play, but at the end of the day, when the play is done, people are not clapping for everything that they did not see. They're clapping for the actors and actresses that they witnessed. In this analogy, the men are the actors and actresses, and the women are the people who go unseen.
The work of kinkeepers is diverse. It includes things like planning family events, but also messaging and staying in contact with family members. A year-long diary study of kinkeepers found that messaging through online social media and through basic texting is one of the core responsibilities of being a kinkeeper. The diary study found the topics of these messages included things like everyday updates, checking in, talking about current events or sports, sharing photos and videos, sharing job, birthday, wedding, and graduation updates, organizing family trips and events, planning memorial services, physical and mental well-being checks, surgeries, death-related issues, travel safety, weather safety, parent-teacher conferences, educational updates, upcoming educational plans, school sports, helping with homework, buying insurance, selling estates, lending money, hiring an attorney, marital problems, family-owned businesses, work issues, online purchases, and package and letter delivery. For kinkeepers, the purpose of these messages is to maintain relations with their family members, both immediate and extended. In her diary, one kinkeeper who was a part of the study recorded, "I sent out a photograph from a family gathering at our grandparents' home on a summer Sunday in the mid-50s. I send out photos or notes from time to time to remind the cousins that they are remembered." The topic of kinkeepers is part of a larger conversation about the invisible load of women. Despite an increase of women in the workforce and in college enrollments, the BBC reports, "For household responsibilities, women perform far more cognitive and emotional labor than men. This hidden work is difficult to measure because it's invisible and performed internally, making it difficult to know when it starts or ends."
Said that scheduling the family photos was a great gift, which I really do appreciate, but it was one step, arguably the easiest step, followed by a bunch of other steps where the mental load fell primarily on my shoulders. How? Well, you accidentally scheduled it on a day where we already had plans, so I needed to change those plans. I needed to figure out what the kids were going to wear. I had to get them all ready and out the door before 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning because you needed to sleep in. I had worked the night shift, and that's understandable, but you scheduled that time slot, right? I'm simply saying it was my job to fight with them the morning of, to put on the clothes I had picked out for them, and I could have used you on my team.
Another Instagram post about the burden of kinkeeping, posted by college teacher Suki Dillon, has a comment which reads, "Carrying the emotional glue of a whole family is such a quiet, uncredited form of work. The stories remembered, the birthdays tracked, the relationships tended, the check-ins, the traditions, all held up by someone who rarely gets to set the load down. Naming it matters. Seeing it matters." Acknowledging the invisible mental load of women has been proposed as a path for men to help lift the burden from their shoulders. The idea being that if men recognize and see the day-to-day tasks and stressors of women, they will step in to help share those burdens. Mom influencer Paige Connell has built her entire platform around this idea of sharing the mental load as a way to help alleviate it. She and her followers share stories of their own invisible tasks in an attempt to help men understand their day-to-day stressors.
What is the mental labor that goes into kids going to school or camp, etc., are all the tiny little things that lead up to that kid getting dropped off. right? It's the person who knows, is it an early day? Is it a late start day? Is it a half day, right? Like all those things. What time does the bus come? What time does the bus drop off? What time does that happen on a half day? If it's a half day, do they need lunch or no lunch? If it's a late start, do they need lunch or no lunch? Who knows those things? Who packs the backpack and knows what needs to go in the backpack? Is it gym day? Is it art class day? Is it library day? If it's library day, they need to return the books. If it's gym class, they need to wear sneakers. Who knows all that, right?
One of her followers comments, "My 9-year-old is playing lacrosse, which my husband got super excited about." I said, "Awesome. Okay, I need you to be lacrosse dad. Please just take care of everything." And he said, okay. He takes him to practice twice a week, which is great, and I love that they get that time together, but who registered him for the lacrosse lessons? Who ordered his equipment? Who ordered the uniform? Who bought him a sweatband after he kept complaining about his hair getting in his eyes? Who knows where his cleats are before every single practice? Not lacrosse dad. While sharing their stories creates a space for validation and empathy, for Kinkeepers, studies have shown that awareness isn't enough to motivate family members to step in and help. Because women perform the large majority of Kinkeeper tasks, scientists once theorized that women would have a stronger ability to recognize their family Kinkeeper. This was not the case. Men and women are equally accurate at identifying their family Kinkeeper and kinkeeping tasks, despite the fact that men do not play an active role in kinkeeping. This shows us that knowing a kinkeeper's tasks aren't enough to motivate someone to help her. Why is this? Sociologists theorize that tradition plays a large role in shaping a family kinkeeper. 90% of current family kinkeepers who took over the role from a parent who got too old or passed away were women. One Redditor shares, "Now that my mom is gone, our family kinkeeper is also gone. She was the one who stayed connected with extended family and kept us updated on news and events. As the only daughter, I feel like that role should pass on to me. As an introvert, it's overwhelming, but I don't want to lose touch with my family." Many women in heterosexual marriages have become the kinkeeper for both their and their husband's side of the family. They know it's their efforts which are keeping relationships between them, their spouse, their children, and their extended family members. One Redditor says, "I have such a hard time not taking on the kinkeeping role in my husband's family because I know he won't do it." Other married women in heterosexual marriages, however, refuse to be the glue for a family that is not theirs. "It is my husband's job to talk to his mother about scheduling family events, what we should bring, etc. I had my husband's cousin text and ask for kids' baby pics for a family Zoom party, and I politely said she can text him directly. I'm pretty sure his whole family thinks I'm a cold bitch, but I genuinely don't care." Researchers identified the maternal nature of kinkeepers as one of the reasons majority of families in the United States report being closer to their mom or wife side of the family over their husband or dad side of the family. This phenomenon, called the matrilineal advantage, occurs even when paternal grandparents live closer than maternal grandparents, telling us that this is a bigger issue and it doesn't just have to do with convenience or distance. But is it true that women are kinkeepers all the time? No. First of all, majority of studies have been conducted on heterosexual relationships, so it's likely for any relationship dynamics outside of this, the results would be different. Additionally, while the participation of mothers in kinkeeping stays the same regardless of their relationship status, studies have found that for fathers it varies. Divorced and separated fathers are more likely than continuously married fathers to participate in kinkeeping. Researchers behind these findings theorize that fathers are trying to make up for the loss of the traditional kinkeeper, the mother, and therefore are stepping up in their participation in kinkeeping activities. Even more interestingly, divorced and separated fathers who are then repartnered are more likely than continuously married or single and divorced fathers to participate in kinkeeping. So, if the majority of women are stressed and burdened by the tasks of being a kinkeeper, then why do they keep doing them? The answer is familial relationships. Strong family bonds have a clear and collective benefit. Studies have found that having stronger family bonds increases health, happiness, and longevity. Psychologist Belen Alfonso explains, however, that the inequality in this is that it is a benefit enjoyed by many but produced only by women. Running a house is not just about shopping, cleaning, and cooking. It means that if a close relative has a birthday, you have to remind your children and husband to wish them happy birthday and buy the gift and card on behalf of everyone. If we organize a party in a large family like mine, it means preparing the food, taking into account the people who are allergic to eggs, the vegetarians, and those who drink non-alcoholic beer. Kinkeeping is a long distance race. And what's most frustrating is that when you reach the goal, there's not always someone there to congratulate you.